Welcome to The Debate, part of the Inspirobytes anime series. Today, we're diving into the moral complexities surrounding two really brilliant anti-heroes, Light Yagami from Death Note and Lelouch by Britannia from Code Geass. Both, started out wanting to forge a better world, but, well, they both ended up as absolute tyrants in their own right.
Exactly. And the real question we're grappling with today is, whose path to justice, and I use that term loosely, is actually more twisted? Is it Light's self-proclaimed godhood and his purge of the world, or is it Lelouch's incredibly calculated grand deception on a global scale? For my part, I think the sheer scale and the ethical compromises of Lelouch's revolution make his path the greater perversion.
See, I lean the other way. I'd argue Light's corruption runs deeper precisely because it stems from this colossal, unchecked ego and a complete detachment from humanity. He literally calls himself the god of this new world, right? He trades any notion of justice for obedience based purely on fear. And his cruelty, it's so personal, so intimate. He doesn't just kill obstacles, he psychologically dismantles people close to him, like Misa Amane, who he just uses, and he traps innocents like Naomi Masora so cold-bloodedly. His whole crusade just evolved really fast, from fixing the world into this self-serving game just to prove he was smarter than everyone else.
Okay, I see that point, but I think focusing just on the personal cruelty misses the systematic ethical violation Lelouch commits. His justice is fundamentally more twisted because of the cold, hard calculation behind his utilitarian view, the ends justify the means. This leads directly to the Zero Requiem, where he has to become this universally hated figure to unite the world. And crucially, let's not forget Geass, this power of absolute command. It forcibly strips people of their free will. Building a supposedly lasting peace on such a monumental lie, and using a power that fundamentally erases human agency. That, to me, is a more profound ethical crime than even Light serial killings, horrific as they were.
But isn't that where the nature of their motivation really diverges? Okay, Lelouch's actions were massive in scale, sure, but Light's motivation became purely about his own satisfaction. He didn't just commit cruel acts, he clearly enjoyed the intellectual domination, the feeling of power. Remember how he basically gloated over El's grave? Lelouch, for all his arrogance, and he certainly had plenty of that, he was visibly haunted by the personal costs, like the whole situation with Shirley Fennett. His ultimate goal, however warped the methods, was arguably framed around protecting Nunnally, his sister, and maybe achieving some kind of lasting peace. Light, he was aiming for a perpetual state of fear, with himself as the eternal, hidden ruler, purely for the sick pleasure of control.
I agree. Light's ego drove him to some really dark personal malice. Yeah. But the personal cost Lelouch feels, it doesn't excuse the manipulation, does it? The Geass is still the core issue for me. It's just an inherently corrupting power. He built his entire legacy, this world peace, on a complete fiction, a performance designed to fool the entire planet. Can a world order built on that kind of total deception and, importantly, on forced compliance, making people hate him to achieve unity, can that ever really be seen as morally better than Light's order built on fear? Both systems crush freedom, absolutely. But Lelouch's deception, it's just so much more terrifyingly comprehensive, isn't it? It rewrites reality itself.
Okay, let's think about how they value human life then. Light clearly sees anyone who opposes him, even legitimate law enforcement like Ray Penber, as just disposable. Obstacles to be removed. The Death Note just speeds up his descent into frankly psychopathic detachment. Human lives become just numbers, statistics in his game.
But Lelouch constantly, strategically orchestrates the deaths of thousands, sacrifices for his greater good. He lives by that chilling mantra, right? The only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed. That self-awareness, that understanding of the immense cost, doesn't that make his mass killing arguably more monstrous? He fully gets the weight of every single death, yet he still chooses to engineer global conflict and mass destruction to reach his pre-planned outcome. It's calculated, large-scale slaughter, even if he feels bad about it later.
It's definitely clear we've been dissecting two incredibly brilliant minds, both utterly corrupted by gaining absolute power. One grounds his tyranny in this megalomaniacal claim to godhood, the other in this calculated, almost self-sacrificial global manipulation.
Indeed. And maybe the real debate isn't strictly about who killed more people, but about what absolute power does to the human psyche, especially a brilliant one. Both Light and Lelouch kind of demonstrate that chasing some perfect ideal world, well, it often requires the revolutionary to become the very evil they initially set out to destroy.
So we really want to know what you all think. Whose path to justice do you find more fundamentally twisted? Let us know down in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this philosophical dive into anime, please do hit that like button and subscribe to InspiroBytes for more breakdowns and debates like this one.